we're going to keep this show going. We're going to bring up your next comic to the stage. Give it up for Alex Fetisova.
Yes, hello everyone. Now, I don't know what is worse, telling you that I come from Russia or telling you that I live in Surrey. I moved to Canada from Russia when I was 18 years old. And because of that, I find myself a little bit in between the two cultures. Like, I don't know if I should play hockey or launder money in real estate. I am happy to be living in Canada now. Back in Russia, we used to have what I call a sad D trifecta: dictatorship, depression, and drunks. And I much prefer the Canadian version of the same trifecta: democracy, Drake, and drugs. In Canada, when you feel back pain, you call 911. In Russia, cops break your back. Couldn't resist a good old Soviet Russia joke. Well, let's be real though. If I break my back in Canada, I'll think twice about calling 911. Because it's gonna take so long to wait in the emergency room. Yeah, this guy gets me. I'd rather just sit it out at home and book myself a medical-assisted suicide appointment in no time. Now, my dad is in prison in Russia. And yes, Russia is the worst part of that sentence. But actually, little changes for you when you go to prison in Russia. Because if you're Russian, you have been training for prison your whole life. You know it. You already live in a concrete block cramped with way too many people. You already eat lard on top of rye bread instead of like peanut butter sandwiches and Western food. And you already don't have any money, so you trade cigarettes for sex. That brings me back to middle school. Prison is actually a lot like high school. You have this ugly dress code. You have different cliques in the cafeteria. And you're probably gonna stick something you regret up your anus. Having a cellmate in prison must be scary. Like, it's like having a roommate, but the only thing you know about them is that they have a criminal record. What if you get someone crazy? How are you supposed to talk to them about anything? Like, hey, man, could you lower your voice, please? Like, one of your personalities is screaming a little too loud. I do what I want whenever I want. Okay, you got a great point there. I can't argue with that. Okay, good. It is settled. And now I'm going to look you straight in the eyes while you try to take a shit. So my dad has decided to reconnect with me now that he's in prison. As much as I'm flattered, there's not much else for him to do in there. It doesn't really feel genuine if your only options are like staring at the wall or staring at the door or having sex with a menacing dude named Igor. Well, anyways, enough of daddy issues jokes. You're gonna think daddy issues is my whole personality. I also have multiple stepdads. The thing about having multiple stepdads is you don't really know which father figure to blame for all your problems. It's so confusing. When my therapist asks me, what do you think caused your trauma? I have to really think. Was it the alcoholic dad? Was it the narcissistic dad? Or was it the dad that would pick his nose and make tiny little snowman? Triggered. Those daddy issues have affected my relationships. I ordered myself a mail order husband. He was a really good deal, except that time he slept with my mother. But you know, there's always silver lining. I finally have a daddy now. Thank you, everyone.